Hey, back again, and I wanted to go over what I think is my top 5 things people should know before they come to Japan. So I actually forgot, but I don't know if anyone, well, I don't know if anyone really watches these videos first of all, but if you do, and you don't know who Mr. Beast is, I'll put a link to his channel in the description. He's doing a thing to plant 20 million trees by 2020. I have already donated, not much, just 5 trees, but everyone go donate 5 trees and help save the planet. Also, shout out to Robin, my bestie. Love you! Go donate. So, number 1 is probably the pavements, or as Americans say, sidewalk. In Japan there are some pavements, but there's not a lot of them. They're only on like main roads, and everywhere else you just have to walk on the road, which was really strange to me to begin with. And honestly it's still kind of strange to me, because sometimes you're passing people and there's a bike and there's a car and it feels really dangerous and I don't know what to do. But yeah, I just wish there was pavements. There's also, I don't understand the crossings sometimes, because there's no buttons to push when there's traffic lights. You just walk at the same time as the traffic light for the cars go. But also, if it's a 4-way crossing like this and you want to go like this way across, you go when this traffic light goes green, but then this car can also go and turn across where you're walking, and you just have to walk across and hope that this car is gonna stop and not hit you. It's dangerous. I don't understand this. Also, the crossings are like zebra crossings, but they don't act the same as zebra crossings. So in England, on a zebra crossing, you know, if a pedestrian is there, the car has to stop. In Japan, I don't think that's true, because sometimes you're about to cross and the car just goes straight across, and then other times you both stop and the car will let you go. It's very confusing, but I think you basically just have to walk with confidence in Japan. Just decide when you're going and go, and hope the car stops. Number 2 is Katakana. Now, Katakana is one of the 3 writing systems in Japan, and I really recommend learning Katakana before you come to Japan, because while most things will have like an English translation, for example, onigiri, now not all onigiri will have the English translation, but I generally go to Family Mart and they have the English there, you can see the flavour, and that's really helpful. But a lot of the time food just won't have an English translation. So this, for example, you can see there's no English, but obviously you can tell that it's like salad and noodles and some chicken with some mayo. But if you for some reason have something that you can't see into and you don't know what it is, this here says mayo, which is mayo, and then down here it says pasta salad. So obviously that's pasta salad, and it just gives you like a small idea. There's also stuff like this. So this is kohi, which is coffee. And honestly, learning katakana is going to be useful to you, because if there's no English but there's a little bit of katakana, at least you will be able to figure that out, because katakana words are foreign words. They're not Japanese words. So this actually brings me on to my number 3, which is that English words do not sound the same in Japanese as they do in English. This is mostly because they don't have the same vowel sounds as us, but they also don't end words on a consonant unless that consonant is N. So words like fork or cup, they use the English word, but it sounds different. Now, to give you an example of this, every time I buy something like this, they ask whether I want chopsticks or a fork. And chopsticks are hashi, so they say ohashi. But then for fork, they always say hoka. The first time they said that to me, I was really confused because poke sounds like pork in English. And this is chicken, okay? So I thought they were saying that, do I want this with pork? And I was like, no, it's chicken. I was really confused until the woman held up chopsticks and a fork, and I was like, oh. But yeah, so then cup, obviously we say cup, they would say koppe. Again, it's just that they don't end the word on a consonant, they end it on a vowel, so it's not cup, it's koppe. And then fork isn't fork, it's just fork. So yeah, that's something to just to keep note of. Sometimes people say words which are English words and I don't understand them because they're just said differently. But yeah, that's one thing that I really think you should learn before you come to Japan. Number 4 is the staring. So if you don't go somewhere that's really touristy and popular with foreigners, like Tokyo or Kyoto, maybe Osaka, they are all tourist destinations, so all the Japanese people there, they're used to seeing foreigners all the time. But obviously where I am, it's a university, it's not like a tourist spot, there's nothing really here to do, so a lot of people just stare, and like, it's fine, I'm used to it now, but like, especially when you dye your hair red, more people are gonna stare at you. So if you're not going somewhere touristy, be prepared for that. And then the 5th one to know is the most annoying one to me. Japanese people walk so slowly. And I don't know if it's just me, like maybe in England people walk fast all the time, so I'm just used to that. But Japanese people really walk so slowly. It's, oh, and half the time they're looking down at their phones as well. So they just walk really slowly, staring at their phone, but they walk right in the middle of the pavement, if there is a pavement. And so you have to like go out into the road just to get around them, to walk past. And I honestly don't know how they get anywhere on time. So it's just very confusing to me. I don't understand how people can walk so slowly. It's just so... like, I can't actually walk that slowly. I have to make an effort to walk that slowly. But yeah, that's like probably my top 5 things here. Oh, another one actually. You won't see bins really out on the street in Japan. The only places you can find bins are next to vending machines. So if you're ever in Japan and you need a bin, they'll be next to a vending machine. Yeah, so I mean that's pretty much it for today. I haven't been up to much. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed and I'll see you next week. Bye!